up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got August coming up here this week, and that is going to be the kickoff of the double affinity, basically double experience, weekends in Warframe for every weekend of August. That means you can level up your stuff to get mastery really fast, put some formas on some builds, whatever you need to do. That'll be happening starting this upcoming weekend. Also, we got the Summer Dog Days event starting on the 6th of August. And we're also covering the entire weekly reset. We're live on stream right now on Twitch. Come on, stop by. Doing some Omni Forma bundle giveaways. And also doing the weekly missions. So, yeah, first weekly drop, we got 30,000 Endo at Teshin for 150 Steel Essence. Decent drop right there if you need to max out a Prime mod, maybe. But yeah, like I said, guys, next week, so starting August 6th, we're going to have the Dog Days Summer event. It's basically a squirt gun fight. There's going to be a melee skin this year that is a pool noodle. So it might be worth logging in to get some fun summer-themed cosmetics for your weapons. And there's like beach balls and stuff like that too. But yeah, also we got a new Resurgence this week. We're getting Wukong, and we're also it's also a new 1999 year. We're getting Wukong Resurgence and Equinox Resurgence returning. And yeah, it is also a 1999 calendar year reset, so all the calendar buffs have reset from the previous season. If you are grinding out the 8 Claw event and have tons of Pathos clamps, here's what you get this week for your grinding. You got a pistol ribbon mod for 15 Pathos clamps, and the rest of the stuff is up to you. Primary Archon adapter for some Pathos clamps, Exos weapon adapter. Ribbons, definitely, it's like a free ribbon every single week if you farmed out 8 Claw event. And 8 Claw might return in the future. We'll see about that. There will probably be a video talking about some of these things in the future, maybe Tuesday or something like that. But yeah, I actually want to do a slam comparison video for tomorrow. So we'll see if that ends up being... I do tons of content on this YouTube channel, so who knows what the video will end up being. Alright, for your calendar buffs this week, though, we got the first drop being a guaranteed orange shard or a mod booster. So as far as the overall loot the calendar can provide, this is probably some of the best stuff you can get. So if you want to get either a orange shard or a 3-day mod booster, this is basically 500 ducats right here, or 2 shards combined. Technically, I'd say maybe go for the orange shard. It's really up to you. Orange shards aren't that useful for most frames, but they can be very good on some frames. I'm going to probably end up going for... Actually, we'll see. I really don't know which one I want personally. I do have over 368 days of mod booster, to be fair. After that, the next challenges will be giving you 6k Endo or a primary Archon adapter. And your first buff of this new season is going to be as follows. Power gains, giving ability strength. Sonic feedback, giving AoE rad procs when you get damaged. Or heavy mags, giving increased magazine size. I'm probably going to go for power gains here because this can stack up really nicely over the course of a season. For the second page here, your next drop will be giving you a 3-day resource drop chance booster or an Oricon reactor blueprint. I'd say probably go for the drop chance booster. After that, you got another buff here with hit and split, which gives you increased movement speed after you get some crit melee hits. Targeted medicine, which gives you the ability to shoot health orbs to pick them up, and they also have a health orb chance to duplicate. Or cumulative cartridges, giving increased status chance per shot until reloaded. This can be very nice with some other perks like free shot. Your next loot drop after that is a singular arcane or a secondary Archon adapter. Go for the secondary Archon adapter, in my opinion. And for your final page of loot here, you've got destroy the tank, and for killing that tank, what do you get? You get a singular arcane or another arcane adapter. Okay, so yeah, wouldn't recommend going for the singular arcane, honestly. And for your final drop here, for your final buffs, you got Practice Precision, giving melee crit chance. Got Your Back, increasing Spectre damage, a very good one right there. Or Toxic Shot, giving gas damage on your primary and secondary weapons. I'd say probably go for Got Your Back on this one. It's a very powerful buff for your companions like your Verglas or your dog. So very good stuff there. Yeah, definitely an interesting calendar this week. That first loot drop between Orange Shard and Mod Booster is a rough one. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Which drop are you picking between the Orange Shard or the Mod Booster? I think I'm going to go for the Orange Shard. Now I think about it, I already have a year plus of Mod Booster from going to Borrow Katir. So I don't really necessarily need 500 more ducats. Alright, so for this mission right here, I've got a lot of questions about this recently. To unlock this mission we're talking about right now, the Elite Temple of Archimedea, you need rank 5 with the Syndicate, the Hex Syndicate. You also want to be rank 5 with the Kavia Syndicate too, but we'll get to that in a second. As far as your Elite Temple Archimedea, here are the missions as follows. Hell Scrub, Defense, and Legasite Harvest. As far as your modifiers, these are going to be the modifiers that change the mission. You can also put on more modifiers to get more loot, technically. First modifier, Pile On. Tech Rot enemies attempt to melee attack the Hell Scrubbers, bursting on contact and increasing Hell Scrubber contamination by 33%. So basically, now the Hell Scrubbers, which are like basically survival towers, are now defense objectives. If the enemies attack them, they can become babaus a lot faster. Next, Vampire Luminous, everyone's favorite modifier. This slow-moving Vampire Luminous will chase you down and drain your energy and health. Just be careful if there's a vampire ghost behind you. Entanglement's the final modifier. Allies within 4 meters of a select enemy having reduced movement speed and parkour velocity. So the Vampire Ghost is slow-moving. This makes you move slow as well. The Vampire Ghost could easily catch you. Just be careful where you're jumping around. For the next mission, you've got Defense coming back. Now, this modifier, Corrupted Flesh, was glitched out a couple weeks ago to make it like basically insta-kill Temple, but that has been bug-fixed, okay? So this should be easier. Actually, 2 of these modifiers used to be bugged out, so this might be a pretty annoying one. Let's see. First modifier for Defense, Vamp Rock. Flare creates a field that disrupts player ability while draining energy to boost Flare's health. Flare slowly loses health when no players are in range. This used to be really annoying, and so did Corrupted Flesh, the second modifier. Tech Rot enemies are infused with a Fervor and take damage over time. They will explode and leave blue DOTs on the ground in their wake. So basically, look for blue stuff on the ground. Don't let enemies get near the Temple, because these will deal... They used to deal a lot of damage. They probably deal a lot less damage now, but still, keep Temple safe. And this final modifier is very annoying here. Myopic Munitions. Enemies only take damage if you have a player within 15 meters of them. So, yikes. I'm just going to go ahead and give you a tip right now. Defend the drum set to the side of Temple. The enemies will go through the drum set to the beeline to Temple. This could be a very annoying defense mission. Because, again, we have 2 of them that used to be glitched out, and one of them is always just annoying even when it's not glitched out. So, good luck on this one, guys. You're going to definitely need it. Last mission, Legasite Harvest. First modifier, Parallel Evolution. As the Legasite evolves, other enemies present also gain new abilities. So the random normal enemies should be getting new abilities, seems like. Interesting. Next, another Myopic Munitions. I really don't like this modifier at all. If anyone from DE is watching, Myopic Munitions is very annoying. Enemies only take damage when a player is nearby them. So annoying. I really don't like that modifier at all. But it won't be that bad in Legasite Harvest at least. And then the last modifier, Miasmite Swarm. Tech Rot Miasmite swarm out of the shadows throughout the mission. So the Tech Rot bugs will jump on you and deal some viral procs. Shouldn't be too bad. The main modifier that's annoying is the Myopic Munitions. But they're so damage attenuated, you just be meleeing them for like a minute straight anyway. For personal modifiers, you can choose to use these for more loot. You got them as follows. Hypersensitive. Duration of negative status procs is tripled. So those Miasmite's heat procs will last a lot longer. Or viral procs, whatever it was. Ammo Deficit. Ammo restores from drops is reduced by 70%. I wasn't joking when I said you're going to be meleeing it for a while, because you have infinite ammo for melee at least. Fractured Armor. Casting ability reduces your armor by 10% for 10 seconds. Not too big of a deal. And the last one, Undersupplied. Max ammo on all weapons reduced by 75%. Oh my gosh! I didn't even read those. This is such a melee week right here. Reduced ammo from everything, and then reduced ammo pool. Oof. Yeah, so hopefully you have a frame that can have like infinite ammo with like Exalted Weapon or something like that. Good luck on that second mission, guys. You're going to really need it. Just keep Temple safe, I guess. Like I said, defend the drum set. It sounds goofy, but if you are playing the mission, look to the side of Temple. The top left of Temple, there will be a drum set. Enemies will go through that drum set to attack Temple, and they will explode on Temple, which was what was causing lots of issues a couple weeks ago. Alright, moving on to the other Elite Weeklies here, the Elite Deep Archimedea. This will be also a great place to get Archon shards on a weekly basis. So that's going to be the Sanctum Anatomica. This will require rank 5 with this syndicate. You get a total of 5 loot pulls for these types of missions per week, and doing the Elite Templar Archimedea drains 2 of the search pulses, like basically 2 of the loot pulls, and then the Elite Deep Archimedea, this one we're about to talk to right now, has 2 more search pulls. The last 5th final search pull will be a normal Netra cell. Most of that will be on this planet. So, as far as our modifiers and missions here, we've got... Oh, we have a Stella farm. Okay, nice. We have the Stella farm, looks like right here. So we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. So, mission types as follows, though. Disruption, Alchemy, and Assassination. The mission modifiers are as follows. Engorged Gruzzlings. All Gruzzlings are Xmas. Basically means they're not even worth killing, in my opinion. Next, Hostile Regeneration. Enemies will slowly regenerate health. So that Gruzzling is very not worth killing. And Explosive Potential. Rupturing Fragments replace Shuffling Fragments. A completely free disruption as far as I'm concerned. Second mission, Alchemy. Modifiers as follows. Hazardous goods. Amphors will inflict their associated damage while being held. So if you're carrying a toxin grenade, you will take toxin damage as you hold it. Devil's Bargain. Allies within 4 meters of a select enemy gain increased fire and reduced ammo efficiency. You'll basically just drain all your ammo. At least there's not as bad of ammo modifiers on this planet right now. Next, Bold Venture. Enemies deal less damage and take increased damage, but also gain increased movement, attack speed, and fire rate. Now, that's for Alchemy. This final mission right here, I'm going to read out the modifiers, then we're going to talk about what you can actually do in this mission if you need a certain resource called Stella, okay? So Assassination, the final mission here. The Relentless Tide. The Fragmented Tide never stopped attacking. It also never stopped spawning enemies, it turns out, too. And the enemies in this mission can drop Stella, the resource needed to fuse Archon shards and combine Archon shards. So, yeah. Basically, bring Sevagoth to nuke it all. If you can go watch I have a Stella farming guide on this YouTube channel. I will show the meta farming guide for that, and you'll just basically get, like, we're talking thousands and thousands of Stella, okay? So, yeah. I'd recommend the normal Archimedea for that, not the elite one. Because the Relentless Tide is on the normal Archimedea as well. The elite one has an extra modifier you don't actually need. But yeah, that being said, Fortified Foes also on this mission, as is Entanglement. Shouldn't be a big deal. Entanglement means you basically get slowed down when you're near a dead enemy. There'll be a lot of dead enemies, so you'll be slowed down a lot. But it shouldn't matter as long as you have like a Dante keeping everybody alive. For your personal modifiers, Secondary Wounds, gain a puncture status every time you take damage. Frame Curse Syndrome, activating ability makes you take 50 damage, not that big of a deal. Ability Overload, casting ability opens a rift nearby, which is not a big deal. And Fractured Armor, casting ability also reduces your armor. So if you're playing Sevagoth, you don't need armor, and you don't really care about these other things either. So, yeah, be a great Stella farm if you need that stuff. I don't personally need Stella, but I could be maybe down to help people farm some Stella over the course of the week. Moving on to your Bird 3 weekly shard, you got this will require rank 5, get a blue shard at Bird 3, giving you things like armor, HP, and energy max. But yeah, all that stuff I showed you requires rank 5 of these syndicates, and it lets you get access to these weekly missions that has exclusive special loot. Moving on to the Incarnons and the Archon hunt, we've got some pretty good Incarnons this week. Now, there are some Incarnons in the game that seem to be glitched out as far as DE is concerned. So, like, we have, like, I think it was like the Sicarus Incarnon was not working properly, and DE made a forum post on it, so hopefully they can fix that in the future. But yeah, we got the normal circuit over here, with the frames being Ivara, Inaros, and Titania. Now, as far as their helmet abilities, the helmet ability of Ivara is Quiver, but it does not give you all the arrows, just the Cloaking Arrow and the, I think it's the Noise Arrow or something like that, which is not the most useful. For Inaros, you get Desiccation, basically Pocket Sand, and for Titania, you get Spellbinds with Status Immunity. I'd recommend, as far as which one to pick, go for Ivara, because you can save yourself a lot of times farming spy missions, but also Inaros comes from a quest, and also Titania comes from a quest, so you can save yourself some scanning time by grabbing these instead. But I'd say go for Ivara, because spy missions could be a lot of farm to get this stuff. But don't worry too much about those. We're moving on to the Incarnons on the Steel Path over here. And they are as follows. We've got the Boar Incarnon, the Gamma Core Incarnon, the Anku Incarnon, the Gorgon Incarnon, and the Angstrom Incarnon. Now, if you did pick up the Prisma Angstrom from Tennokan Barrow, the Prisma Angstrom Incarnon is extremely good. I'd highly recommend that you grab it if you don't have it already. But that being said, we're going to talk about what all these do, so you can get a more well-informed decision of what the best ones are, which I would say are the Angstrom and the Boar. But as far as what the Boar Incarnon does, this shotgun that's full auto in its Incarnon form with some headshots becomes a chaining heat beam. Think of like the Tauren Incarnon a little bit, but it's a heat damage beam instead of a toxin damage beam. It's got really, really high status chance with some of the perks like Elemental Balance, and also has good crit viability with the Critical Parallel perk and a crit chance and crit damage too. So, nice reliable weapon. The heat damage from the beam is really strong too for stacking like hundreds of status procs instantly. I love this thing, but that being said, it's not like everyone's using it. The heat beam can't go for headshot that easily, unfortunately. It hits the body of the enemy a lot, but it is a shotgun, has some good mods for it. I'd recommend it as your number 2 choice this week. Very, very powerful Incarnon shotgun. Next, the Gamma Core Incarnon, a magnetic-based beam on the Synoid Gamma Core. After some headshots, you'll be able to transform it and give it slow projectiles that pull on enemies and explode, basically. So, pulls enemies, explodes. It does cold damage as well. It's pretty good, but at the same time, it does not really need the Incarnon, in my opinion, to actually be a useful weapon, as the Synoid Gamma Core has a special passive where it gives you energy as enemies die nearby you. So, that being said, if you want to use it as a single target beam with an AoE Incarnon, but it's a slow AoE Incarnon because it's a delayed explosion. So, that being said, it can still kill level 10,000s easily. And yeah, it's just a lower recommendation because it's not as meta, but it's still good. So I'd recommend it if you basically have the other good stuff. Next, Archon Incarnon. Definitely really underrated, but also not a go-to either. Not exactly meta. As far as what the perks on this thing do, once you get a 6x melee combo multiplier into a heavy attack, it becomes Incarnon form. And after you do Incarnon form, every sly attack will grant plus 3 meters of range and inflict guaranteed status procs for all attacks after 6 seconds. So basically you do a sly attack, and then for 6 seconds after that, guaranteed slash procs on every hit. And with scythes, they already have guaranteed slash procs on heavies, so it becomes guaranteed double slash procs on heavies with the Archon Incarnon after a sly attack. Pretty good, but also it's pretty much a generic scythe besides that. So yeah, good perks like increasing your crit chance because you're going to have guaranteed status anyway. It's a movement speed stat sticks to a swordsman's celerity. So yeah, you can definitely make this thing really, really good. And it is really good, but most players don't use it. It has very, very cheap ribbons because of it just being relatively generic, but strong. Gorgon Incarnon. This is pretty much a machine gun, and once it goes to Incarnon form, it will get delayed explosions with this primary weapon. So yeah, basically really fast fire rate, like spool up time, impact rifle in its primary form, relatively large AoE delayed explosion in its Incarnon form. Some of the perks will be really good, such as Hoplite Virtue giving you a ton of extra damage once your shield breaks, or perks like Sorcerer's Edge giving you hybrid stats. I'd recommend you put on the Prisma Gorgon. The Gorgon Wraith does have a bit more crit chance, but it's not enough crit chance to actually use the Gorgon Wraith or the Prisma Gorgon. So decent one right there. Have a nice magazine called a nice mod called Metamorphic Magazine, which petrifies enemies. So if you have that, you'd be great. But if you don't have that, I'd recommend grabbing that mod. And the last one here, definitely the best one this week, the Prisma Angstrom Incarnon. If you don't have the Prisma Angstrom, the normal Angstrom probably is not going to be as good. I'd recommend you have the Prisma version. But yeah, this thing is a rocket launcher pistol in its normal form. And once you get a body shot or a headshot, because it can Incarnon form off of body shots like the Torrid, it will transform from a rocket launcher pistol into a full auto fireball launcher that has bouncing fireballs. So those bouncing fireballs hit really, really hard. They can one-shot level 10,000s easily. And I highly recommend it. So yeah, big crit chance perks with critical parallel, giving crit chance and crit damage. This thing can use Acuity even, the mod that makes it where you don't mod for multi-shot. It has lots of versatility and lots of damage too. So one of the strongest pistols in the game. I'd say this is the #1 choice this week. For #2, like I said, the Boar probably #2 because it's just really, really good. But if you already have the Torrid or whatever, you can maybe try out something else, like the Antu or the Gorgon or whatever. So, yeah, Angstrom #1, Boar #2. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Let's move on to the Nightwave and the Archon Hunt, so we don't forget that stuff. As far as the Archon Hunt, we got the Owl Archon here with the mission types as follows. Spy, Interception, the Final Boss Showdown. Good luck getting that. Blue shards are definitely not my favorite. I have a lot of blue shards already. But I do need a lot more red shards. For your Nightwave challenges, no need to rush this stuff, by the way, guys. The Zaku skin at level 30 is really nice, but you got plenty of time to grind this stuff out. No rush on it at all. But as far as the challenges this week, they are as follows. Collector, collect 100 resources from Deviri. So hopefully you have to do the circuit grind, because, yeah. Next, Venus Bounty Hunter. Complete 3 different bounties on the Orb Valis. And then your elite weeklies are kill 100 Eximus, very easy one there, and unlock 10 relics. Borrow is gone completely right now. Tennokan Borrow's gone and normal Borrow's gone, so stack up some more ducats for next Borrow, I guess. And your permanent weeklies, Eximus Eliminator, Mission Complete, and Not Awarding Shot are still here. For your cred offering store, we got some decent stuff it looks like. But reminder, too, you got your evergreen stuff at the top, such as Nightane, Kuva, and Reactors. As far as helmets, looks like nothing that out of the ordinary here. Good stuff, good stuff. For Aura mods, you got, let's see, anything good. Sprint Boost is pretty good. You got Eximus Advantage for the Xylock here. You got Efficient Beams for the Convetrix, pretty good augment mods. You got a Wolf Beacon. Looks like that's pretty much it. As far as Conclave mods, Deceptive Bond for Loki is not that good. Brainstorm Kakata is pretty good. And you also have the Wolf of Saturn 6 shoulder plates. So yeah, guys, that's basically your weekly reset. Nothing super crazy, but we do have some fun stuff going on with it. Double XP weekend starting like next Friday. So I don't think DE has officially announced that outside of their like Tennokan stream. So we'll see if the official details very, very soon. So yep, see you guys next video. I'm live on stream right now. Hope you guys have a great reset, and I'll see you guys next time. Expect some videos throughout the week. Peace.